Okay, I was just checking to make sure that I'm all good. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. I hope you are off to a good start. And today I want to talk about summer days. Yes, so yeah, I'll give you guys a few talk about summer days. Summer days. In the meantime, let me find out when fall begins. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Hi, Caleb. How are you? How are you today? All good? I'm talking about summer days because unfortunately the days are going by so fast and summer is almost over. So actually fall starts in September and we are already in August. So summer is pretty much almost gone. I think we have like a couple of weeks left. I would probably say maybe 3 weeks. It's a little bit of a stretch, but maybe, yeah. So the first day of fall, let me see when fall starts. Okay, let me pull this page up here so I can read your comments. I'm not able to read the rest. I don't know. I used to have like perfect eyesight. Now I can't really read properly. Well, I can read properly. Let me take that back. I just can't see that far. Okay, so okay. Just bear with me just a second. Yeah, so summer is almost over. And I wanted to talk about the activities, that we can engage in during summer or that we actually engage in summer. And I have a few lined up to like just take advantage of the few days that are left. Yep, so let's see. Okay, Caleb, I'll just come to your comments 1 second and oh, I'm okay, could be better, but gotta keep moving forward. Oh, Caleb. Well, sending you all good energy and lots of love. Okay, and springtime is approaching on my side. I can't wait. Ooh, nice. How's the spring weather like? Like in springtime? I'm from Kenya, and Kenya it's mostly tropical weather. There are places that get super cold and other places that get super hot depending on the season. But other than that, I have never experienced like the 4 seasons prior to coming here. Yeah, and so that's why I'm like, oh, let me make the most of this season before the other season starts. And summer is my best season. Just because I love the heat, I love the weather, yeah. So, yep. So let's see. It's perfect, perfect. Everything warm days and cool nights. Oh, that's just perfect. It doesn't get better than that. All right, so I'll share a little bit about New York summers, okay? So summer is really good, don't get me wrong, but I just wish that we could have more beautiful summer days. What do I mean by more beautiful summer days? Sometimes the summer days are so cold that I have to wonder if we're like in summer or fall. Sometimes I even think like, are we in winter? It's crazy like that. Okay, I will say that I am not a big fan of the cold weather. I have never been, and I think it's just my body cannot like just fully adjust to cold weather. I can cope, but I'm not like super super excited, for cold weather at all. Yeah, so uh, in winter time, I am super super I don't want to say stress. Stress is like too strong a word, but I try as much as possible to keep warm as I can. Of course, when I'm in the house, it's a different vibe. When I'm in the house during winter, it's cool, because we are blessed enough to have the heater on. So I thank God for that and my hardworking husband. Yes, so when I'm in the house in wintertime, it's all cool. But when I step outside, oh my gosh, there are days it's so cold, like biting cold. Yeah. So that is the downside for wintertime for me. Yeah. And the fact that I have to like layer up and have a lot of clothing on. But I did learn that if you know the right clothes to buy and how to layer up, then it becomes easier. So the first winter was definitely a bit rough. Second one was okay ish. So the third one, I'm hoping that it will get better with time. I hope so. And also, something that my husband shared is that the winters, like it doesn't snow as much as it used to years back. So maybe that's a good thing. I remember the first time I came here, I was so excited to see the snow. Oh my gosh, I was outside jumping like a kid in a candy shop. I even ate snow. I didn't know you could do that, but it was clean, clean snow. So I did that, and yeah, so okay, so let's talk about New York summers, like I said. So, guys, if you're coming in, thank you so much for joining this live. Please don't forget to like this live, share, and comment. You can share your thoughts in the chat section. And yeah, I'll be happy to engage. Hi, Sarah Lambert. How are you? Hello. Yeah, so I love summer days. Sometimes when it gets pretty hot here, we get like rain showers. It rains sometimes heavily. Sometimes it's just like uh, manageable rain. By manageable rain, I mean it's just like a few showers here and there, and then you know we go back to the beautiful summer day. To me, a beautiful summer day is when it's just sunshine throughout. Others do appreciate the rain, especially when the day is too hot. You'll hear guys saying like, oh my gosh, I would like it if it rains. And yeah, so I think people have different preferences as to what they like and how they like their summers. Oh, you're great. That's cool. That's cool to know, and welcome to the live. Yeah, so um the sunny days here remind me of Kisumu, and thanks for the like, guys. So, or one person liked. Okay, thanks for the like, and guys, continue liking the like. So the summer days here remind me of Kisumu. Kisumu is my hometown, and the weather there is tropical weather for the most part. And so we had lots and lots of sunny days, and that's why I love the sun. Sometimes I do admit it could get like too hot. There are places that are humid, and other places it's just dry heat. Yeah, so but generally I just like the sun. I try to protect myself nowadays. Growing up, I didn't think that I need to like really protect myself from the sun, because I was like, oh, I got good skin, I got this melanin skin, it's tough. And I don't need to protect myself from the sun. But that was just ignorance at play. Now I know better, like regardless of your skin tone and your skin color, you do need to protect yourself when you're exposed to the sun for a prolonged period, exposed to the sun for a prolonged period of time. And I learned this when I was at the Kenyan coast for the first time ever. It's years back still. For the first time ever, I did like see some sort of sunburn, and I was super, super surprised, because I did not think that Africans, like black people like me, would get sunburns. But I learned the hard way. So, yeah, it's always important to protect ourselves when we are out in the sun exposed for too long, but also not to the point that we do not enjoy the beautiful sunny days. Yeah. And now that I'm here, I have learned to enjoy these summer days as much as I can, because when they're gone, and you have to wait for the next season. Hi, Jimmy Simmons. Hi, how are you? I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Hi, Eva T. How are you? Yeah. So New York summer days are interesting. Like I said, some days are like super beautiful. If you ask me, like sunny through and through. Other days it's sunny, but then it rains. So it's like for the first half of the day it's sunny, and then for the next half it's just raining and pouring, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what's going on? And there are other days where it's just cold and damp, and you're like, oh my gosh, what's happening here? Yeah, so those are New York summer days for you, according to my experience. Yeah, others would beg to differ, but that's just me, how I see these days. All right, and so bringing me. Oh, what am I saying? Guys, don't mind me sometimes. Yeah, sometimes I say something different from what I'm thinking. It happens. It's a live show, so it's bound to happen. All right. So in Kenya, like I shared earlier, I just want to expound on this a little bit. Uh, there are areas which are like super, super cold, but then there are areas which are like uh, not so cold. So the areas which experience like cold days are probably mostly in the central part of Kenya, yeah, but it's not all year long, yeah, it's just during specific months you do get those cold seasons and it gets really, really cold, yeah, but nothing as cold as winter days here, but it does get cold. And in the Kenyan coast, I don't think it gets super cold, to be honest. Even in Kisumu, so Kisumu is in the western part of Kenya. I don't think it gets that hot. Um, no, it does get hot. Sorry, it does get hot, but I don't think it gets cold to the point that you need like a jacket or you need to layer up or anything like that. Definitely not layering up. Actually, in Kisumu, you just need like a light sweater when it rains, and that's pretty much it. Sometimes it gets a little bit chilly, especially in the nights, yeah, so that's when it comes to cold weather or cold season in the western part of Kenya. Not the entire western region, because certain parts, the western part of Kenya gets colder than Kisumu, my hometown. Anyway, I'm saying all this to say that the Kenyan coast, at the Kenyan coast, it gets, is it in the, at the Kenyan coast? Yeah, it gets quite humid and quite hot, like super hot, I would say. Maybe even sometimes up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. But also, these temperatures are not year long. Sometimes it's like super beautiful and good temperatures. We are talking maybe 70, um, no, 81 degrees Fahrenheit. That would be 27 degrees Celsius. I know to other people that is like super hot, but to me that is beautiful. It's amazing. I'm like, yes, let's go. Yeah. So daytime temperatures generally range from 81 degrees Fahrenheit to 91 degrees Fahrenheit. This is in July to March, and this is in the Kenyan coast. So that's roughly 27 degrees to 33 degrees Celsius. Okay. So, but it averages a temperature of between 27 degrees to 31 degrees annually. To me, this is perfect. This is nice. Yes, it does get humid, but then you have access to the ocean, to the Indian Ocean, to several beaches. So that gives you, the breeze that you sort of need. I always want to get ski clothing. I think it's swag, but it never really gets that cold to that. It gets cold to that point where I stay. Ah, okay, I see what you're saying. I think it would look cool, but yeah, I think also skiing is cool, but I don't think I would do it. But that's a good point, Caleb. Yeah. Ski clothes, the closest I got to getting into ski clothing was in Dubai. But in Dubai, they have like indoor ski places. I don't know how they call places where you ski, yeah. But they have like indoor stuff that you can do that. So, yeah, maybe you can think of going to Dubai or even coming to the US, Caleb, to ski. There are people who really love winter time because of, the activities that you get to do in winter. So everyone, I think, has their own like favorite season. Yeah, I personally just love the summer. Yeah, because all the other seasons it's like chilly and cold, and I don't do well in cold weather. But when I'm indoors here, it's good, good to go. Whatever season it is, yeah. But in summer, okay, let me take that back just a little bit. Because in summer, I'm like, okay, it's the weather is beautiful outside, but it's cold in the house. That's why you see me putting on a sweater because of the AC, and I'm like, oh my god. Hi, Mr. Tito. Yeah, but I'm not complaining because it could be worse without the AC. So yeah, I'm just like, okay, it's summer, but then I'm like feeling a little bit chilly. And it's not only here. Everywhere you go to the mall, the weather is beautiful out, and then you step in, it's like it's cold. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's summer. Can't you make it like a little bit, warmer? But I do understand, like in public places, especially where there are a lot of people, it is important to have cooler temperatures, Yeah, so that's just what it is. And so, talking about AC in Kenya, most people cannot afford AC. So, in most households, people don't even talk about AC. Yeah, you make do with whatever you have. So, most houses in Kenya are built using bricks or stones, cement. Is it cement or cement? However, you want to pronounce that word. Yeah. And other houses are made out of sticks and mud. Yeah, so it doesn't get like super hot, but it still gets hot in hot weather, right? And of course, AC would be, a welcome advantage, but not most people cannot afford AC. No. Mm-mm. So, AC is mostly like a preserve for the rich, well-to-do in society, for like you find ACs like in corporate buildings, in malls, like places where people can afford to have AC. Yeah. So in Mombasa, where it does get really hot, the houses are designed in such a way that the house can be a little bit cool, and the windows also, they have like the mesh. Yeah, so you can just leave your windows open for the most part, so that you can get that breeze in the night, and during the day you just have to make do with fans. But my experience using fans alone, at some point it's like it's just blowing hot air. Yeah, so yeah, people do survive. Growing up, we never had AC, and yeah, look at me, I'm here. I survived, right? So most households do not have AC. Right now, I think there are more and more people who can afford having AC in Kenya. But the way the weather is like, you can pretty much go through the whole year without using AC, and you will be just fine. Okay. Yeah, because if people in the Kenyan coast survive without AC, and like I shared earlier, they get so like in the Kenyan coast, or at the Kenyan coast, whichever we're gonna use, um, you get temperatures of up to maybe 90 degrees Fahrenheit. We are talking 33 degrees Celsius. So that's pretty hot, right? Yeah. So if you can survive in such temperatures without AC, and people do just fine. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, but maybe here it's different because houses here are constructed are constructed, or what, are built differently. Are built differently. And yeah, it's so I think it just differs to, and also it depends on what someone is used to. If you grew up in a house where you had AC when you needed AC and heating when you needed heating, so I think it will be difficult for like such a person to adjust, but eventually the body is a beautiful, beautiful thing or creation, because the body really adjusts. Yeah, I believe so. I believe the body adjusts to your environment, and that's why you do find there's an interesting fact that when you're in super, super cold places, and I know this because it happened to people that I know, when you're in cold places, you tend to get a little bit hairy. And that's just your a coping mechanism for your body, because you get the hairs so that you can keep warm in the cold weather. Yeah, so that's just something I wanted to throw out there. Anyway, back to what I was talking about, summer days. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the fun activities that someone can engage in during summer, especially now that we only have a couple of weeks left. Yeah, so there are a number of activities that I thought I would share. I love pretty much all of them. Do I get to like do all these activities in summer? No. You think before the season is here, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then life happens, and sometimes you just want to rest. Like today my body is aching like all over. I had a Pilates class yesterday and it was intense, definitely not a beginner's class. So yeah, I can't pretty much do a lot today because I'm in pain. So whatever I plan to do today outdoors, I'm just gonna have to put a pause on it and wait for another beautiful day. But it really is beautiful outside. I'm telling you, I can see it from here. It's a beautiful day. All right. So outdoor movies. Yes. Yeah. No, no, no. Yeah, outdoor movies. Watching. Let me see if that makes sense. I would say like drive-in movies, outdoor movies, drive-in movies. So outdoor movies could be just watching movies outdoors, like pretty much as the phrase is. So this is where you can have like a projector with a huge screen, place it outside, and you can watch it in the neighborhood. There are townships that arrange for movie nights where the whole family or the whole neighborhood can come out and watch. And yeah, this is a beautiful thing to do in summer because the weather is good and you can stay outdoors and just have fun watching movies with other people. And the drive-in movies, I actually heard of drive-in movies when I came here. I was like, what? You mean like drive-through for food? But actually, you'd be surprised to learn that drive-in movies have been a thing since 1930s. Isn't that crazy? I was like, what? Yeah. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is, yeah. So for the outdoor setting for the movie, it's a large outdoor screen which serves as the focal point for viewing the movie, just like I explained, you know. And then for the drive-in movie, okay, you actually go to, so it's an outside setting, and then you can watch from your car. Okay, there's a way you can listen to the audio. There's an amount that you pay. It's considerably cheaper than going to a movie theater or the cinemas because you pay per car or per household. Yeah, so I believe that's cheaper, you know. And yeah, so what else did I want to share about this drive in? Um, what else? Oh my gosh. Yeah. So the first drive in here in the US was it opened on June 6, 1933. So I got this information off Google. I hope it's correct. If it's not, please feel free to correct me or to share the correct dates. Yeah, I'm just being as honest and transparent as I can. Okay, so this was in Pensacola. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, in New Jersey. Yeah. And it featured 400 parking spaces and a 40 by 50-foot screen. That's a big screen. And those are a lot of parking spaces for vehicles. So to think that driving movies is like driving movies, I don't know if I can use the singular pronoun to it. Drive-in movies. Okay, I can just say easy. I think it's fine. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, but driving movies started way, way back. It's not something that just started recently. And I just learned of it recently. And I was just like, whoa, that is pretty amazing. For someone in 1930s to think of something like this. And up to now, okay, like currently, there are people who still enjoy driving movies. You'll find driving movies in certain places. It's not as popular as the cinemas, that's for sure, because if it was that popular, I think I would have heard of it way before I came here, but maybe that's just me. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to share. So outdoor movies, it's a cool thing to do. I haven't done it yet, the driving movies. I would really love to, just sitting in your car, chilling, relaxing and watching. But my concern would be like, what if someone blocks my view? Nowadays people have these fancy cars. What if someone has these cars that have the huge tires and they're blocking my view? Then I would have an issue. One day when I have a car, it's definitely a date idea I keep in mind. Yes! Yes, please. Yeah, that's a good date idea. And if I happen to go, I will come back and share, because right now I'm just going off on what I've had and what I see on the internet. But I sure would love to experience, this, and come here and tell you all about it. Okay. Okay, there's something else I also wanted to yeah, so that's it. So also, the cool thing about the drive-in movies is that you can bring your own snacks. Yeah, it's not like the cinemas where you can only buy snacks at the theater. With this, you can bring your own snacks. You can have your blankets and just feel comfortable and adjust your seats accordingly. You know what happens? This happens to me. I don't know if it happens to you guys when you go to the cinemas and then halfway through the movie you're like sleepy and you're like, what's happening? It has happened to me where I have totally taken a nap and I wake up and I'm like, what's going on? Crazy, right? How many of you guys have fallen asleep while watching a movie at the cinemas? Let me know. It's crazy. It has happened to me more than once. And I'm like, why can't I just stay awake? I don't know if it's the popcorns and the drinks. Personally, I don't like drink, and when I say drink, it doesn't mean alcohol. I mean beverages when I'm at the cinemas, because I don't want to, excuse myself and go to the bathroom every other time. There's that. And also, I don't know, I just feel like I might spill my drink or anything can happen. But I just keep a drink with me in case I like choke or I need a sip, because I love my popcorns. Okay, my go-to popcorns, the flavors are they flavors for popcorns? All right. Caramel mixed with the just the ordinary or the salty popcorn. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I might go and get some popcorns tonight. It's been a minute since I ate popcorn. Okay, let's see. 1 second. Okay, I think there's a, let me see. Okay, I love movie. That will never happen to me. You'll never fall asleep. Well, you are one of the lucky ones, I must say. I do fall asleep, but I do feel bad because I'm like, why am I falling asleep when I'm supposed to enjoy this movie on the big screen, especially after paying that much money? Because the cinemas are not cheap. Mm-mm. I love movies too much. I've been in the cinemas for 5 different movies this past month. Whoa! Well, I'm not judging color, but that's a lot of movies. Oh, that is so cool. Okay, I wish I could, but I don't know. I don't think I can do 5 different movies. That's crazy. But that's good, you know? Yeah, if you can stay awake through and through, that's amazing. All right. So, another activity that people engage in during the beautiful summer days, another activity is hiking. Ah. Well, hiking is not for me. I'll just say hiking is not for me. Would I love to hike? Yes. Like in my mind, I want to hike. In my mind, it's the best thing to do because it's like physical exercises. It's like exercising outside and taking in the fresh air and looking at these beautiful, wonderful, amazing views, just taking in God's creation. On paper, perfect. I'm a hiker. But then there is real life. Oh my gosh. Oh. Mission Impossible. Okay. F1. Thunderbolts. I don't know anything about Thunderbolts. Superman. Okay. And Thunderbolts 1. Wash. All right. Okay. I think out of your list, I would probably watch Mission Impossible and F1. That's cool. That's a fire selection. Yeah, so hiking. And what do you like eating when you're at the movies, Caleb? Do you like popcorns? Do you like having like beverages there? Do you know there's some movie theaters, and this is in Dubai actually, where you can have like a whole meal. And there's also a theater. I never went to this particular one while I was there, but the setting is such that it's like a VIP kind of setting. You have your own space. I was like, okay, that looks cool. Maybe one day I'll experience that. But I just feel like it's too fancy for watching a movie. I don't know. I kind of like the kind of old setting. But this VIP kind of setting would be like a good one for a date, I think. Do you have those in South Africa? Can't go to the theaters without popcorn, drink, and snack. Yes. I think that's what makes it more fun. I personally, I'll admit it. I go to the cinemas just to have my popcorns. And there's a way those popcorns are like so good. I love my caramel popcorn and my salty popcorn. I mix them together and I could snack on those ones. Eat the whole, apart from when I take the nap and then I have to wake up again and continue having my popcorns. All right. So, yeah, to watch a movie, you need to have your snacks. I agree, Caleb. Okay, hiking. Hiking is a good kind of activity to engage in summertime, but your girl here is only good at hiking on in theory, on paper. That's it. Period. Caleb says, and we have that too. It's called VIP and Prestige. Okay, South Africa, where the seats are like couches. Yes, and you get dinner. But hi, is that how you say that word? I don't like that. I just want IMAX cinemas and my popcorn. You and me both. Yeah. I feel like all that fancy stuff takes away from the cinema vibe. Yeah. Plus, it's more money. More money. Yeah. So I think we'll stick to the original cinema style vibe. But I won't lie, I'm curious to just experience it like one time just to be like, okay, to feel like, yeah. but I would definitely just go back to watching cinema, like, cinema theater style, the way it has always been. Okay, another fun thing to do in the summer is waterfalls, going to the waterfalls. I love water. I love being by the water. It is so calming for me. You have no idea. But I'm also super careful when I'm near any water body, any kind of water, of any kind. Water is life, but water can also take your life. Okay, I don't mean to scare anyone, but these are just facts. It's reality, Water is life, but we also need to be super careful when we are around water bodies, especially when you're by the waterfall. You're tempted, as at least for me, I'm tempted to go near the waterfall and just enjoy the water and stuff like that, but you never know what can happen when you're that close. So yeah, even at the ocean, when I'm at the beach, I'm super conscious of where I'm at. Like, I enjoy the water. Would I swim in the beach? No. Have I swum before? Yes. But nowadays, I don't know. My fear gets the best of me because I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, the waves will come and just take me away to the ocean, deep, deep in the ocean. Yeah. So I love, like, just immersing my feet in water. I could walk, in the water, enjoy the sun and lay down and just like get that vibe of being at the beach, next to the water. Yeah, but I'm always like super careful. Swimming pools as well. I love being in the pool, swimming and stuff like that. But the thing is that also with pools, I'm like just cautious because people have drowned in pools that are not even that deep. Yeah, so water is life, but we have to respect it. So respect the water, okay? Yeah, so going to waterfalls this summer, we did indeed go to waterfalls. My husband and I. It was in Pennsylvania, PA. Yay! It was Raymond Skill Waterfalls and Bushkill Waterfalls. So Raymond Skill, I believe, is the one that there's no charge. It's open to the public. You don't need to pay a fee. You just go there and enjoy yourself. And then there is Bushkill. So Bushkill Falls, there is indeed a fee. So you need to pay. I can't remember off the top of my head how much it was, but you pay the fee and then it's just a one-time entry. So once you pay and you go in and you exit, you can't go back using the same tickets. Yep. And they have like a cafe where you can sit down and eat. They do have shops where you can buy souvenirs. Yeah, and there's a picnic place also where you can have a picnic with your family. So it's a nice place, to go hang out, enjoy nature, and just have a great time with family. And my husband and I definitely had a good time. I think there's a video that I put up for you guys to see, just snippets of what it was like there. Sometimes when I go to such places, I just like to take in the moment, enjoy as much as I can. And of course, I also try to capture some of those moments so that I can share here and you guys can experience what I experienced too. All right. Another fun thing to do in the summer is going to the wine vineyards. And nothing like a good glass of wine in summer, summer, summer. I used to love red wine so much, but now, ever since I learned that red wine stains my teeth, I know that's like a vain reason for me not to enjoy good wine. And also, somewhere along the way, I just was like, you know what? I started enjoying white wine, and yeah, but I do like being at the vineyard. It's very interesting and cool because you get to sample different kinds of wines and you get to like just enjoy the vibe because they do have like food stands there. They have sometimes performances, certain bands perform, so it's a nice vibe too, and beautiful scenery as well. So that's a fun thing to do in the summer. But make sure you have a designated driver, because you don't want to drink all that wine and then who's going to drive? Okay? Yeah. You don't want to endanger your life and the lives of others. Yep. And then another fun activity is swim. Okay, so for the wine vineyards, or do they call them the wineries? Another fun thing going to such places is that you can go on a tour and they show you where they plant the vines, and you get to learn about the whole process, how the wine is made, and you get to go in and see how it's stored, how it's prepared, and the whole process. So that's also something nice that you can do. It's always good to learn something new. So yeah. Another fun activity to do or to engage in summer is swimming. I think I touched on it a little bit. Swimming is fun. Yeah, I enjoy swimming, but this sometimes I'm very particular, like where I swim. Oops. There are certain pools you go to and you're like, yeah. So I like swimming in well-maintained pools. I need to know that the pool is clean and well-maintained, and yeah, swimming is fun. Not that I would do a lot of laps and swim. Sometimes I just like staying in the pool. Maybe I'll do a few laps and that's it. Yeah. Going to the beach, I touched on that a little bit. I love the beach. Oh, when I'm at the beach, I feel so good. I feel calm. I feel at peace. It is my go-to place when I just want to feel just peaceful and calm and relaxed. Okay. And you can only do that in summer days here, okay? In Kenya, I think you can go to the beach almost year long, apart from when it rains, like it did last time when I was there. But for the most part, you can always be at the beach. But here, we have to make use of these summer days, okay? And have I been to the beach since I got here? Unfortunately, not. Come to think of it. Um, there's a time we went to the I think it's the Jersey Shore or to the Bay Area. That's the closest I got to going to the beach, but we were just like on the water. So I don't even know if that counts as the beach. No, because I didn't have like sand underneath my feet. Oh my gosh. Maybe that's what I need to do before this summer ends. Okay? That's a challenge to myself. I'll check the weather up and see what beautiful days we have left. And then I go to the beach. Yes, okay. I just don't know which beach I'll go to. Maybe I should go to New Jersey. They do say New Jersey has like beautiful beaches. Yes. So that is on my to-do list. Let me hope I'll make it before these summer days end. Okay, water parks. Yeah, water parks are good, fun activities. I haven't been to a water park here, but I went to, there's this water park in Dubai. I can't remember the name. Is it Aqua? I can't remember the name for the life of me. But yes, I did go to a very nice water park in Dubai. Huge water park. It was fun. Some of those rides were so scary. I would never go back on any of them. On some of them, no. There was this ride. It was like a tube, and it was like just snaking its way to the end, for lack of a better word. Poop. And so there were all these twists and turns, and this is how I had to go in. So I placed my hands on my chest like this, lay down, and then the tube sort of just sucks you in, and you go through that enclosed space, and there's water just gushing from all over on your face, in your nostril. Yo, when I tell you guys, I thought I was dying. I was like, when will this end? It was fun and games before I started and just at the beginning. But going through it, oh my gosh, I was so traumatized. I was like, to the no, to the no, no, no. Mm-mm. So I enjoyed going. There was a ride, I think it was a river kind of thing. So that I did enjoy. But those enclosed spaces, mm-mm. And there was a tube. Thank God I didn't go on that ride, because that one was like, it sort of just pulls you down. in like seconds. So it's super fast. No, I cannot take that. Yeah. So, but water park is nice because there's so much to do there, and just being in the water. I just love the fact that I could be in the water and there was a beach nearby. So that was fun. I haven't been to a water park here. Would I go to a water park here? Maybe, yeah, I can. I would love to, but I don't think I would participate in a lot of those rides. Yeah. And also, I think as I grow older, my fear levels increase. I'm no longer young and daring like I used to be. Sad but true. All right, so another fun thing to do is going to the apple orchards. That is really fun to do. You see the apples growing from the ground. Not literally, but you can actually pick your own apples. I think that's really fun. I didn't know how an apple tree or apple, whatever, I don't know if they're called apple trees, looked like until I got here. And also in apple orchards, they do have fun activities that you can engage in as a family. So that is something cool to do that I have already done, and I love it. But I haven't been to an apple orchard this summer. I was there last summer. Flea markets. Ooh, I love flea markets. Uh, what I have noticed with the flea markets I've been to, there's a section that has vintage products, like things that you'd be interested in, I think, for me. And then there's a section that just sells things that you can literally get from a shop. So that part I'm not a fan of, but yeah, I'm a fan of this other side where you can get like vintage stuff or stuff that has been, that people have had with them for years and taken good care of. And yeah, just something cool that you can get. Yeah, if that makes sense. Yep. And the other day when I was in New York City, in Manhattan, what happened? Uh, the streets were cordoned off, right? And then it was like a huge flea market. And I was like, that is fun. Yeah. So that was nice. There was lots of food and vendors selling different kinds of items. So that was fun. Yeah. Imagine just having this huge flea market in Manhattan. Streets are cordoned off. That was fun. And that is only in NYC. Camping, I haven't been camping for years. I would love to go camping. There's a time we planned to go camping and then it started raining heavily. Going back to what I was telling you about New York summer days, the day could be just cool and amazing, and then from nowhere it rains and rains heavily. So that day we had to abort mission and come back home because it was raining heavily, and then you don't want to go outside because it was an outdoor camping site. Yeah, so we were just like, you know what, we'll do it another day. Another day hasn't come yet. So we're still planning to go camping. I would love to go camping. Yeah. So I don't know if it will happen this summer because we only have a few weeks left. But these are like fun things to do in summer that I wanted to share. Fishing, yeah. Am I really like a huge fishing fan? No. Have I ever fished before? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I have. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah. But I see, especially father and sons, they love, fishing. So maybe this is something for men to do. I know there are ladies that also love fishing. Yeah, this is not on my to-do list, but it's something that I think is fun to do in summertime. Boat rides, yes, I love me some boat rides, but the big boats. Nothing against the small boats, but I just fear that it would like topple over and I would fall, and then now I have to struggle swimming, and you don't know what's in the water, you don't know what you'll be fighting against. So, like in Lake Victoria, there are hippos in that water, there are crocodiles. So, that is not somewhere I want to risk, you know. But I have been on boats before in Kenya, the small boats. Yes, even in Lake Victoria where the crocodiles are. Uh, um, Yeah, I've definitely been on boats in Dubai as well. Here, not yet, but hoping to very soon. Okay. Yeah, I want to go on a boat in the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah. So I've definitely been on the Indian Ocean because that's where the Kenyan coast is along, the Indian Ocean. Yes. Fairs, attending fairs, yeah, so that's nice. I think I don't know if I've been to a fair here before, to be honest. Maybe, I don't know if we call that a fair. Yeah, but I just think that would be something nice and fun to do in the summer. Yeah, so that's all for now, guys. I just thought I would share, especially now that oh, it's already August 11th. Crazy how time flies. Yes, yeah. So in September, will it will be fall in September, I believe. I don't know when exactly, like the date. And then in October, it's Halloween. I think October 31st, that is, if I'm not wrong. And after that, Halloween. Yeah. One thing I like about the fall is the leaves, it's so beautiful, so beautiful. Yes. So is that when the leaves turn before they fall? I don't know, guys. No, that is spring. I am so confused. Let me check. That is crazy to me. When do the leaves like turn color and are so beautiful? In which season? Guys, let me know if you have an answer. Change. Okay, let me see. In New York. So in late September, so early fall. Okay, so right before they actually literally fall off the trees. Okay. All right. So unless you guys have any questions, any thoughts, any comments, I don't know if you're still there, Caleb. If not, thank you so much for joining in, and I will see you guys on the next live. Like I always say, please, please be a kind human. It does not cost a thing. And the world needs more kind people. So until next time, it's goodbye from me, and yeah, be kind. Bye. Okay.